Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel, Compliment of the Season. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how I went about the cutting and sewing of this beautiful corset you saw on my thumbnail. So if this is what I'm interested in, definitely want to keep on watching. And if you're to support my channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment on this video. Without wasting no time, let's get started. I'm using this pattern paper for my drafting. I've gone ahead to divide my shoulder into two. I came down with 1 inch for my shoulder slope. For my neck width and my neck depth, I used 3 by 3. So I marked and connect my lines. From my shoulder slope, I mark my chest line and I rule the lines. I've already marked my vertical measurement, so I'll just go ahead to label it from my shoulder to my chest line, from my shoulder to my bust point, from my shoulder to my under bust, my shoulder to my half length, and the length of my corset. So I label it. At my center front, I came in with 0.75. I came down with half an inch from my under bust to mark it. So it depends on how wide and revealing you want yours to be. So from there, I divide my nipple to nipple and mark, and I connect the line down to the length of my corset. On my bust line, I came down with a dot just to connect with the line. On center side, I mark 0.75. On my side, I mark 1.25. I rule the line down to the length of my corset. So with my French curve, I connect it down to my bust. For my overbust, I came up with 1.5 inches and I marked the line. So I divide my shoulder to get my midpoint. I connect it to my dart line. For my bust tightening, I mark 0.5 on both sides and connect it to my dart line. Connect it to my dart line. Remark everything using my marker. So this is it for my corset. With my French curve, I curved my corset. Just watch the way I'm marking it. So on my armhole, I divide to get my midpoint. After dividing it, I divide my bust by 4 and mark. So I connect the 3 dots to give me my armhole. I came down with 1.5 from my bust to mark my side dart, and I connect it to my bust point. So I will fold it up and tape it with my paper steel. After that, I will mark to connect my bust. So after marking it, I added extra 1 inches at my armhole side. I divide my half length by 4 and mark. I'm replacing back these 2 inches that is going off. I added it there. So I'll connect my measurement. On my corset line, I divide my hip measurement and mark. From my half length, I came down with 1 inches. I marked and connected to my front side because this corset has a low V waist backs. So to make sure my lines are intact, I measure and discover that this first one is lacking with 0.5. So I'll go ahead and make sure the lines are equal. After marking it, I went ahead to fold. When folding it again, the down line, I have to make it equal again by marking it. So here, let's go ahead and cut it off. Just watch the lines I'm cutting off. So the 1 inches I marked earlier, I will join it to my cup because the side bust is usually bigger than the center front. So that is it. So the second line is not needed. So let me cut off the excesses that is not needed for this tutorial. Just watch the lines I'm cutting off and do the same on your own. So after cutting it off, I joined my side and center side together. So this is it for my pattern. I'll go ahead and place it on my fabric plus my allowance. Remember to always indicate your allowance while cutting on your fabric. So this is it. I've gone ahead to cut. This is the front side. So after cutting it, I'll use the material to just mark my back. So from shoulder I mark the length of my corset. I rule the line. So from the shoulder I mark my chest line. I mark my half length. So I mark 1 inches for my zipper allowance. From the 1 inches I divide my shoulder into 2 and mark. I connect it to my chest line. From my shoulder I divide to get my midpoint. So I divide my balls by 4 and mark. So I'll connect the 3 dots together. I'll connect the 3 dots together to give me my armhole. So remember to put your shoulders low, although I put it when I was sewing this cloth. So I divide my half length by 4 and mark. I divide my nipple to nipple and mark just for the dart. So come in with 0.1 inches on both sides and mark. I divide my balls by 4 and mark. I connect the lines. So on my neck width I came down with 1.5 for my neck depth. So I mark my shoulders low. From my neck I came down with extra 3 inches. For the back opening I came in with 2 inches and mark the line with my French curve, just as you can see it. So I came up with 0.5 to eliminate that bulk there. So I will just connect it and cut it off. So this tiny line is going off. If you want yours to have a loop, you can come in from the zipper with 2 inches. So, and this is it. Let's go ahead and cut it off. So if you got value from this video, please comment, like, share. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. See you in the sewing tutorial. Bye.